Could you imagine if we opened up our Bible as much as we opened up our phones? I must open up with this because the problem in our generation is that our phone is on his throne. And I'm starting to see that just like Adam and Eve, we have all been deceived into falling for the same trick that the enemy used when sin was conceived. Did God really say, you must not eat the fruit from any of the trees? No. But it's really difficult to make a godly choice when the music that we listen to on our phones is contrary to God's voice. It's hard to taste and see that the Lord is good when all that we taste is what pops up on our feed and all that we see is what pops up on our screen. It's challenging to truly believe that God is love when our phone has our ear more than God does. Not only our ear. Social media trains us to like what is pleasing to the eye. I guess that explains the bitten fruit on the back of our phones, because just like in the Garden of Eden, the thing that's separating us from God is the very thing that we're eating. My generation is full off of what social media is feeding, and it's due to our gluttony that we miss out on glory. We miss out on glory because we spend all day looking at Instagram reels and watching Snapchat stories, but since we like stories, I've got a story to tell. There was this one time my freshman year when me and my roommate were in the middle of trying to go to sleep in our dorm room. But then this guy accidentally came into our room, and after opening the door, he immediately realized that it wasn't his room. So he shut the door, and when hearing the noise of the door being shut, me and my roommate Gibson rose up in our beds to see what had happened, and he asked me, "Who was that?" And I told him that it's this one guy who's always on his phone and walking down the hallway, so he always accidentally opens the door to our room because he's never paying attention since he's always looking down at his phone. And right after telling him that, the Holy Spirit spoke to my heart saying, some of my people are opening doors that I never intended for them to go into because they're too distracted by their phones and not focused on me. And I know that's convicted, but man, sometimes I wonder what answers to our prayers have we missed out on because we were too busy on our phones instead of in his presence? How much joy has been stolen from us because we're always on our phone worried about somebody else's life instead of focusing on the one that gave us life? How many blessings have passed us by because we're always typing, swiping, and liking instead of fasting, praying, and reading? Yet what we read are the texts that we receive on iMessage, forgetting the importance of spreading God's message, the gospel, not realizing that time is tick-tocking. Our lives go by faster than a snap. I hope that you're hearing this, chat, because instead of sliding into your DMs, God had me come here to Dallas from Memphis to tell you face-to-face that this year the Lord wants you to prioritize spending less time on Facebook and more time with your face in his book. And no, I'm not judging. I'm just the judge's messenger in his tweet that the time to be real has been long overdue. So with that being said, what do we do? Here's the concluding clue. Instead of going live, go live. Live a life worthy of the calling you have received. Thank you, guys.